Few voices in country music carry the emotional weight of Vince Gill. Best known as the singer behind Go Rest High on That Mountain, he has built a career defined by tenderness, integrity, and emotional truth. With 22 Grammy Awards and a reputation as one of Nashville's most respected artists, Gill's legacy rests not only on vocal brilliance, but on quiet resilience. Behind the awards and standing ovations lies a life shaped by private grief, difficult choices, public scrutiny, and unwavering devotion. His story is not merely about fame, but about character forged in loss and strengthened by love. A childhood shattered in Norman, Oklahoma. In 1968, 11-year-old Vince lived a simple life in Norman. Music filled his home. His father, J. Stanley Gill, a federal judge and passionate amateur musician, nurtured Vince's early love of guitar. That stability collapsed when his older half-brother, Bob Cohen, suffered a devastating car accident. Bob fell into a coma for 3 months. When he awoke, severe brain damage had permanently altered him. He could no longer speak or function independently. For young Vince, the loss was profound. Not a death, but a living absence that forever changed his family's emotional landscape. Living with long-term grief. Bob remained in that diminished condition for 25 years before passing away in 1993. The prolonged sorrow left an indelible mark on Vince's heart. Watching his mother quietly grieve a son who was physically present but emotionally unreachable shaped his sensitivity. That same year, Gill released Let There Be Peace on Earth, a Christmas album weighted with personal pain. One track, It Won't Be the Same This Year, expressed the ache of absence during the holidays. For Vince, performing it meant revisiting the frightened 11-year-old boy who first learned how fragile life could be. Finding his voice in Nashville. By the late 1980s, Gill was respected, but not yet a star. After singing and playing guitar with Pure Prairie League, he pursued a solo career. His early albums earned critical praise, but modest sales. Nashville admired his musicianship, yet commercial success remained elusive. In an industry driven by chart positions, he risked becoming another talented artist who never quite broke through. Still, he refused to compromise his musical identity. Even in uncertainty, Gill clung to the belief that authenticity would eventually matter more than immediate fame. Turning down Dire Straits' opportunity arrived in dramatic fashion when Mark Knopfler invited Gill to join Dire Straits following their global success with Brothers in Arms. It was a golden ticket to international stardom. Arena tours, crossover fame, financial security. Most musicians would have accepted instantly. Gill hesitated and ultimately declined. He feared losing himself in someone else's sound. "I wanted to tell my stories," he later reflected. The decision was risky and, at times, financially painful, yet it preserved his artistic soul. Breakthrough with When I Call Your Name. In 1989, Gill released When I Call Your Name, the album that transformed his career. The title track showcased vulnerability rarely heard in mainstream country. Its restrained heartbreak resonated deeply, earning him his first Grammy Award and widespread recognition. The gamble to remain true to himself paid off. Rather than chase rock stardom, Gill carved his own lane in country music. The success validated years of patience and reaffirmed his belief that sincerity could triumph over spectacle in an industry often driven by trends. A love that defied expectations. In 1993, while filming a Christmas special, Gill met Amy Grant. Their chemistry was immediate but complicated. Both were married at the time, Gill to Janis Oliver and Grant to Gary Chapman. Over several years, their friendship deepened amid struggling marriages. Rumors swirled, and by the late 1990s, both marriages ended. Public scrutiny intensified, especially toward Grant, whose Christian music image invited harsher judgment. Despite criticism, Gill maintained their relationship grew from honesty, not recklessness. In March 2000, they married in an intimate Nashville ceremony, choosing love despite controversy. Joining the Eagles after loss. When Glenn Frey died in 2016, many believed Eagles could never perform again. Yet Gill was invited to help honor Frey's legacy alongside Deacon Frey. Taking the stage at Dodger Stadium in 2017, Gill approached the role with humility. He did not attempt to replace Frey, but to serve the songs faithfully. Performances of classics like Lion Eyes moved audiences to tears. Though some critics questioned a country artist joining a rock institution, Gill focused on respect rather than rebuttal. Devotion through illness and injury. In 2020, Amy Grant underwent surgery for a rare congenital heart defect, partial anomalous pulmonary venous return. Recovery was complicated by pandemic restrictions, forcing Gill to wait before visiting her bedside. He remained steadfast, offering constant reassurance. 2 years later, Grant suffered a traumatic brain injury in a bicycle accident. Gill cancelled performances immediately. "No stage matters more than seeing her well again," he said. Through hospital visits, rehabilitation, and uncertainty, he embodied quiet devotion. These trials deepened their bond and revealed the same steadfast loyalty that defines his music. Writing with renewed purpose. Even into his late 60s, Gill continues evolving creatively. Songs like Forever Changed reflect mature introspection and empathy. He writes not for radio trends, but for emotional truth. Decades of experience, grief, love, doubt, redemption, now inform his craft. While younger artists chase streaming numbers, Gill pursues meaning. He collaborates freely, mentors generously, and performs with undiminished passion. Rather than coast on past glory, he reinvents himself through reflection. His artistry today feels less about proving talent and more about offering comfort, much like the hymns that first shaped his sound. Conclusion: a legacy of grace and authenticity. Vince Gill's life illustrates that greatness is not measured solely in awards or sales, but in integrity sustained over time. From childhood tragedy to career-defining risks, from public controversy to steadfast caregiving, he has navigated life with humility and heart. His voice carries the weight of lived experience, every note shaped by loss, love, and perseverance. Whether standing alone with a guitar or harmonizing before stadium crowds, Gill remains guided by authenticity. In an industry often fueled by ego, his quiet strength endures, reminding us that honesty is the most powerful song of all.